Hey there everyone, and welcome back to the series in which I test all kinds of different money making methods from the old school RuneScape wiki. This is Wiki to Wealth. Hey there everyone, I've got a ton of AFK time on my hands again, and you know what that means? Time to try out another chill money making method. This time I'm heading over to fish some sacred eels. These little guys are incredibly AFK, so instead of the usual 1 hour test, I'll be grinding out this method for a full 25 hours. The goal, of course, is to make as much GP as possible, but I'm also expecting a decent chunk of fishing XP and cooking XP along the way. Alright, let's get started. I'll see you in 25 hours. So, what makes sacred eels so AFK friendly? Once your inventory fills up, you can just use a knife on the eels to turn them into Zulrah scales. Since the scales stack, there's no need to bank. You can literally stay here at the fishing spot forever. According to the wiki, this method can bring in up to 400k per hour, which is pretty solid for something that barely needs your attention. Although keep in mind that this assumes level 99 fishing, which I do not have. Of course, a method like this doesn't come without any requirements. First off, you'll need to have completed the Regicide quest to access Zul'Andra. You'll also need at least level 87 fishing to catch the eels and level 72 cooking to extract the scales. And before you start fishing, make sure you have a quick chat with the High Priestess in Zul'Andra to unlock the method. To get to Zul'Andra, you've got a couple of options. If you have level 76 agility, you can use the fairy ring code BJS. Or you can just take the charter ship to Port Tyrus and run the rest of the way. It doesn't really matter since you can literally stay here for hours. Now for the gear setup, there's not much special since this is a fishing method. You'll need a fishing rod with some fishing bait at the bare minimum. If you have the angler's outfit, of course bring that for some extra fishing XP. A dragon harpoon can be used for the special attack to boost your fishing level. And lastly, a Rada's blessing can be used to have a chance at obtaining double loot. Here I am, 1 hour in, and so far the XP per hour is looking good, with both fishing and cooking being over 20,000. But the most important part, 400k profit in just this 1 hour, so it's really looking good. Something else worth mentioning is that the amount of scales you receive per eel scales with your cooking level. You can see this clearly on this chart. This means that even though I'm not level 99 fishing, I'm still getting the most out of every eel that I fish since I'm level 99 cooking. At the 5 hour mark, we can see that the rates are staying pretty consistent. The Zoro scale stack is already up to 2 million, which is really good actually. A little over 8 hours in, I managed to get myself a fishing level, which is of course always nice. Here I made one last clip at the halfway mark, but I think at this point everyone gets that this is pretty consistent, so let's not waste any more time and let's skip to the end. Alright, and look at this, the timer has hit 25 hours, which means that the challenge is now completed. It took me a little over a week to complete this, so a little over 7 days, and I'm just gonna finish up with cutting these last few eels. I don't think that will make the difference. As you can see, we managed to gather almost 39,000 Zulrah scales, so that will sell for a lot of profit, but we also got quite a bit of XP. So let's go see how the results are. Alright, so the 38,000 scales should sell for 9.9 mil, so we didn't quite get the 10 mil, but that's still pretty good. Alright, it looks like they are slow selling for 9.7 mil, so I'm gonna wait a while until they all have sold. And there we go, only took a couple of minutes, so now we are left with 9.7 mil. The supply cost is negligible, so that means we're left with a profit of close to 9.8 million. Not only did we get this nice profit, but we also got ourselves 550,000 fishing XP and 670,000 cooking XP. Over 25 hours, all this averaged out to around 391k GP per hour, 22k fishing XP per hour, and 26.8k cooking XP per hour. Not bad. That was all for today guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!